Hello, welcome to Vandalay Guitar Repair. Thank you for tuning in. Part 2 of this Jackson Motley Crue Girls guitar. I'm going to install a new kill switch. We are not going to use the LED aspect of this switch because without routing and stuff, which we're just not going to do, I'm just not going to do, you would have to pop the neck off to change the battery, and need to either wire a switch or wire the stereo switch, which is why they had a stereo switch in it to begin with, so that it would turn on and off when you plugged it in. But we are not going to do that. The customer doesn't want to have to take the neck off every time he has to change the battery anyway. So this is really simple to put in. Like I say, we're just not going to use the LED aspect. And once we get it put in, we'll wire it up. That's all there is to it as far as installing the switch. The hole was already there. It already had this kind of switch in it, so we just put a new one on it. And we're going to put a new output jack, just a regular output jack on it. I got these gold ones. They were sent on accident. They're supposed to be chrome, but they didn't charge me for them since they were sent on accident. But I'm going to go ahead and use them and pass that savings on to the customer. I'm just not charging for it because you can't see it down here anyway. And I'll just go ahead and use the I'll use the chrome nut. Should fit. I mean, if it were on the front of the guitar, it would be different, but yeah, I mean, you can't see it anyway, so it's not a big deal. All right, I'm going to tighten this up. Hang on, tighten this up, and we're gonna wire everything. Okay, so going to be my positive, and there's a couple different ways that you can wire a kill switch. I am going to just run it, since we're not running the LED light or anything. I am just going to run it straight to the output jack. That's the easiest way, and all it will do is interrupt the signal. In this instance, I'm not tinning these first because I'm going to wrap them around. Wire's already a little goobered up. I might have to. Yeah, let's just replace this one. Hang on. Okay, so all my wire is black. So what I do, first off, again, I'm not suggesting you do this, but that's just how I how I strip the wire. It's fast and easy. But what I do is I just mark either the positive or the negative. In this case, I'll mark the negative with a little piece of blue tape. So when I string it through there, I'll know which is which. All right, so I'm just going to put a little bit of solder on here. Let me turn my fan on. Always stay well ventilated when you're soldering. There you go. That's all it takes. It doesn't take much. Should get it there. All right. I'm going to run these through. All right, so see, I know that is a negative. All right, this is the positive. Let me get you in a good spot where you can see this. Hang on here. There we go. So what I'm going to do is take the negative and hook it to the negative from the pickups. Just twist that together. Do the same with the positive. All right, then we're going to wire this jack. So the positive goes to the tip, so it is, in case you ever want to know, it will be the one where you cannot see the metal, because this is the shaft. The shaft is the negative. So all I'm going to do is put this in here. Get that nice and tight. There we go. And let's solder that up. check it here. Looks to be good. Same thing with the negative. Hang on here, I have to turn this so I can see it. Try not to block your view. There we go. All right, so that should be us. Let's try it out. Always a good idea. Test it out before you put it back together. That's my my philosophy. And the red switch looks good on there. All right, let's see what happens here. There we go. All right, success. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to button this up. First off, I'm going to turn off my soldering iron because I'm done. And I always unplug it, even though mine does have an on-off, just to be safe. I'm going to put this pick guard back on. And then I have to wait for the customer to bring me strings that he wants. And then we'll set up the Floyd Rose. Put the neck back on today, though. We'll put the pick guard on, put the neck on, and then we'll do the rest after we get the strings. And actually, I mean, to be honest, the Floyd, messing with the Floyd Rose is the most tedious part of all this. Oh, hang on, let me fit this in. Okay, it's all buttoned up. Always check it after you button it up too. All right. All right. Good deal. I'm going to pop the neck on. Okay. Let's put this neck on. I like this neck. I like this guitar. All right, let's make sure. It looks like it's lined up. I like to start these by hand for sure. And actually, I usually just do these by hand. Make sure that they're going in the correct area in the drilled holes of the neck. But it's pretty tight fitting pocket, so I didn't think there'd be any issues. All right, you just want to make sure these are tight, but again, you don't have to torque them down or anything. All right, there we go. All set. I have some tape here to keep those retainers in for when you put the strings on. All right, killer looking guitar. So in the on the next part here, we'll go ahead and set up the Floyd Rose, put the strings on, get the guitar all set up. We'll do a playthrough. Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, new channel name, Vandalay Guitar Repair. And please take a look at some of the other videos. And I have a lot of cool guitars coming up that I'll be working on and repairing and modifying. Listen to Rifle every day. All of our music is in a playlist down here. And also, tell your friends, please like, subscribe, rock on, love one another.